Our objective for the week is that students will master using possessive adjectives with stem-changing verbs. Possessive adjectives are used to show ownership or relationship between people. They are placed before the noun. If the owner is yo, or me, you would use mi libro, my book. If it's more than one book, mis libros. Remember, any adjective has to agree with the noun it's modifying. If the owner is tú, tu libro, tus libros. Usted, él, and ella, su libro, sus libros. Now here's where it gets tricky. With nosotros, you can use nuestro for a singular masculine. Now, nuestro, it does describe the owner, but mostly it describes the thing the person owns. Nuestra casa. The reason we use nuestra is because casa is feminine, and the reason we use nuestro is because libro is masculine. If they're plural, simply add an s. Nuestros libros, nuestras casas. For ustedes, ellos, and ellas, use the same as the third person. Su libro, sus libros. Possessive adjectives refer to the owner, but their form agrees in gender and number of the noun that comes after them. For example, Beatriz vive con sus abuelos. Su and sus can take the place of a phrase with de plus a person. De donde es la madre de Irwin. Now, de is showing ownership here because we're saying that this is the mother of Irwin. Okay, but to change that, instead of saying la madre de Irwin es de Puerto Rico, we can just simply use su. Su madre es de Puerto Rico. His mother is from Puerto Rico. Let's work one of these out together. Busco. This word comes from the verb buscar, meaning to look for. So conjugated, yo busco, tú buscas, él y usted busca, nosotros buscamos, and finally ellos ellas ustedes buscan. So here we see the yo form as the subject. Busco blank libro de español. We just simply need to fill in the blank with a possessive adjective. What's the correct possessive adjective here? Me. Let's do one more. Buscamos blank cuadernos. Remember, we're filling the blank in with a possessive adjective. Buscamos. We're looking for blank cuadernos. We're looking for blank notebooks. If it's possessive adjective, and we know it's talking about us, we need to use the word our. Nuestros. Remember, cuadernos is masculine, but it's plural. For this reason, we use nuestros. Juan is talking with his family about a friend. Fill in the blanks in the conversation and then tell the class about Juan's family. Juan, ¿cuántas personas hay en blank familia? The answer is tú, because we're talking to him. En tu familia. Okay, somos 5 en mi familia. Blank padres, blank hermano mayor, blank hermano menor, y yo. If we're using possessive adjectives, then some will have to be plural, but most are just going to be singular. What do you think the answers are? That's right. Mis padres, mi hermano mayor, and mi hermano menor. Now let's look at stem-changing verbs. You've seen that verbs with vowel variations in their stems are called stem-changing verbs. We've learned jugar, where the U changes to UE. In the verb dormir, which means to sleep, the O in the stem changes to UE in all forms except the nosotros and vosotros forms. Yo duermo. Tú duermes. Usted, él, and ella duerme. Ustedes, ellos, ellas duermen. To put it into practice, you could say, mi perro duerme mucho. My dog sleeps a lot. Other O to UE stem-changing verbs include almorzar, which means to have lunch, volver, to go back or to come back, and llover, to rain. When it rains, I come home on the bus. Cuando llueve, vuelvo a casa en el autobús. Use dormir hasta to say that you sleep until a certain time. Los sábados dormimos hasta las 11. On Saturdays, we sleep until 11. Now let's look at stem changing verbs E to IE. You've seen E to IE stem changer verbs before with tener and venir. But now we will look at the new verbs empezar, to begin, to start, merendar, to have a snack, entender, to understand, and querer, to want. The E changes to IE in all forms but the nosotros and vosotros forms. Remember to draw a boot around these forms. Yo empiezo, tú empiezas, usted, él, ella empieza, ustedes, ellos, ellas empiezan. To put it into practice, ¿a qué hora empieza la película? Empieza a las 7. What time does the movie start? It starts at 7 o'clock. Let's look at some more examples. Tengo que estudiar más. No entiendo nada en la clase de matemáticas. I have to study more. I don't understand anything in math class. You can also use empezar a followed by an infinitive to say what you or others start to do. ¿A qué hora empiezan a trabajar tus padres? What time do your parents start to work? Empiezan a trabajar a las 8 de la mañana. They start to work at 8 in the morning.